Imagine a scenario where the very office designed to protect the rights of millions of children with disabilities is suddenly gutted. That's precisely what happened when the Trump administration announced sweeping layoffs within the U.S. Department of Education, specifically targeting the office overseeing special education. This action, shrouded in controversy and amidst a government shutdown, effectively dismantled the Office of Special Education and Rehabilitative Services, OSERS, the central hub for ensuring states comply with the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, IDEA. But here's where it gets controversial. Was this simply a cost-cutting measure or a deliberate attempt to weaken federal oversight of special education programs? The layoffs, impacting dozens of staff, directly affect the oversight of roughly $15 billion in special education funding, a crucial resource for the 7.5 million children with disabilities nationwide. These dedicated individuals were responsible for ensuring states provided mandated special education services, a right guaranteed by IDEA. As one department employee lamented, speaking anonymously for fear of retribution, "This is decimating the office responsible for safeguarding the rights of," enacted to ensure that children with disabilities wouldn't be denied access to education. IDEA requires states to provide special education services from birth to age 21 and provides funding to help make that happen. And this is the part most people miss. OSERS doesn't just hand out money. They meticulously review state plans, analyze data, and initiate investigations if states fail to comply with federal law. They also provide essential technical assistance. Without this oversight, one employee warned, there is no oversight to make sure all children with disabilities get the services they're entitled to. This leaves vulnerable students at risk of not receiving the support they desperately need. The broader context of these layoffs, totaling 466 at the Education Department, is part of a larger government-wide reduction of approximately 4,200 jobs announced during the government shutdown. The precise number of special education office workers affected remains unclear, as the Department of Education declined to comment. Rachel Gittleman, president of AFGE Local 252, the union representing many education department employees, stated, "Based on multiple reports from staff and their managers, we believe that all remaining staff in the Office of Special Education and Rehabilitative Services, OSERS, including the Office of Special Education Programs, OSEP, and the Rehabilitative Services Administration, RSA, have been illegally fired." She further emphasized the devastating impact of these cuts, stating, "The harm these cuts will cause for the 7.5 million students with disabilities across the country is only beginning." Affected employees were informed they would remain employed until December 9th. The employees who spoke with NPR painted a grim picture of the future, highlighting key responsibilities that now face critical gaps. They described fielding countless calls from parents seeking guidance on their child's rights under IDEA and assistance when services are unlawfully denied. "I don't think people realize how many calls we get from parents and families every day," one worker shared. A stark reminder of the office's vital role as a lifeline for families navigating the complex world of special education. President Trump's stated goal of returning education control to the states adds another layer of complexity. Dismantling the Education Department is seen as a step towards this goal. While these layoffs don't immediately cut special education funding, concerns remain about the long-term implications. One state director of special education, speaking anonymously, expressed their fears, stating, "I'm fearful. I think it's good for states to know there's federal oversight and that they'll be held accountable." The concept of leaving special education up to states sounds great, but it's scary. What happens if one state decides to interpret the law one way, but another state disagrees and interprets it differently. This raises a critical question. Can we trust every state to prioritize the needs of students with disabilities equally without federal oversight? Multiple sources are even questioning the legality of these cuts, arguing that federal law mandates an Office of Special Education Programs within the Department of Education to manage special education funding and programs. Closing the office through staff firings, they contend, requires congressional approval. This leads to another crucial point. Does the executive branch have the authority to effectively nullify a federal law by dismantling the office responsible for its implementation? As one OSERS employee poignantly asked, "Who will families go to when there's nobody left?" This gutting of the office overseeing special education raises profound questions about the future of disability rights and the federal government's commitment to protecting the most vulnerable students in our nation. What are your thoughts on this drastic action? Do you believe that federal oversight is crucial for ensuring equal access to special education services across all states? Or should states have more autonomy in determining how to best serve their students with disabilities? Share your opinions and let's discuss the potential impact of these cuts on the lives of millions of children and families.